Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a senior living in Alberta, or anywhere in Canada really, depending on your CPP or OAS payments to get by, I've got some incredible news that could change your monthly budget in a very real way. This September update is about something we've been waiting on for months, the Alberta Pension Deal. And folks, the numbers we're seeing right now suggest not only stability for seniors, but also bigger CPP and OAS boosts headed your way. I know you've heard politicians make promises before, you've been told help is coming only to be left disappointed. But this deal, combined with Ottawa's pension adjustment plans, is different. We're talking about actual dollars in your pockets. For many seniors, that could mean hundreds of dollars more every month. And I'm going to break it all down for you, what Alberta's deal really means, how it connects to CPP and OAS. But before we dive in, let me share something that really stayed with me last week. I was at a pharmacy here in Calgary, and I saw a senior, maybe 75 years old, standing at the counter with her prescriptions. She pulled out her wallet, carefully counted the bills, and then asked the pharmacist to put one of the medications back because she couldn't afford both. She told me later that after her OAS and CPP, she barely clears $1,500 a month. Rent alone takes nearly $1,000, utilities are another $200, and food, well, you already know how expensive groceries are these days. That leaves her maybe $200 for everything else, including medication. This isn't unusual. This is daily life for thousands of Alberta seniors, and it's exactly why today's pension boost and Alberta's deal are so critical. So what exactly does this mean for seniors? Let's start with the basics. The Canada Pension Plan, or CPP, is a monthly payment designed to replace part of your income once you retire. Old Age Security, or OAS, is another monthly benefit funded through general tax revenues available to most Canadians over the age of 65. Together, CPP and OAS form the backbone of retirement income for millions of Canadians. But here's the challenge. These payments often aren't enough. Many seniors today are living on just $1,200 to $1,500 a month. With rent, utilities, and grocery prices climbing higher and higher, those numbers simply don't cut it. The new Alberta deal, combined with upcoming federal adjustments, promises to change that. Under the terms now being discussed, CPP benefits could see an extra $75 to $100 added each month for Alberta seniors starting as early as October 2025. At first glance, that may not sound like a life-changing figure, but over the course of a year, it's more than $1,200 extra. That's enough to pay for 3 months of groceries, half a year of power bills, or even cover the cost of new eyeglasses, a dental visit, or other health expenses that many seniors have been forced to delay. The CPP increase is also permanent, meaning it will continue year after year and rise with the cost of living adjustments that Canada applies regularly. Old Age Security is also seeing a boost. Ottawa had already announced a 10% increase for seniors aged 75 and up, but with Alberta pushing hard for fairness in pension contributions, there is growing momentum to extend that increase to all OAS recipients over the age of 65. If that happens, a typical OAS payment of about $707 per month could rise to nearly $780. That's an additional $73 a month, or close to $900 more each year. When you combine that with the expected CPP increases, many seniors could see over $200 more flowing into their accounts every month. For couples, that's potentially $400 extra each month, money that makes a very real difference. Now, let's pause and think about the impact of that. For a senior living on $1,500 a month, an extra $200 is not just a bit more. It's the difference between living with constant financial stress and finally being able to breathe a little easier. It's the difference between cutting pills in half to stretch prescriptions and actually taking medication as prescribed. It's the difference between skipping meals and being able to put fresh fruits, vegetables, and meats back on the table. In short, it's about dignity, it's about stability, it's about long overdue recognition of the contributions seniors have made to this country. One story illustrates this perfectly. A woman in Edmonton standing at the checkout of a grocery store had a small basket, bread, peanut butter, soup, and a few apples. When the cashier read out the total, she realized she was a few dollars short. She quietly put back the apples. Think about that for a moment. Someone who spent her life working, paying taxes, raising a family, and giving back to her community, forced to put back a few apples because her pension didn't stretch far enough. This isn't an isolated story. It's happening every day across Alberta, across Canada, and it's heartbreaking. That's why this new deal matters so much. It ensures that fewer seniors will have to make those impossible choices. Of course, no deal comes without debate. Critics argue that Alberta's move could destabilize the CPP system. Others worry about the long-term cost of boosting benefits. But here's the truth. The Alberta pension deal doesn't weaken CPP. It strengthens it. By recognizing Alberta's overcontributions and redirecting those savings into benefits, seniors are finally getting their fair share. Ottawa and Edmonton, despite their differences, have come together to put retirees first. And in today's political climate, that's rare. There are still hurdles. Rolling out these changes takes time. Service Canada will need to update systems, recalculate payments, and make sure every senior receives the correct amount. Experts suggest that while the deal is signed, the increases may not appear in bank accounts until mid to late 2025. That wait is frustrating, but the key point is this: the money is secured, the framework is in place, and the boosts are on their way. In the meantime, seniors can take steps to be ready. First, ensure you're signed up for direct deposit with Service Canada. These increases will go straight into your bank account, and you don't want delays caused by paper checks. Second, set up a My Service Canada account online. It allows you to track your CPP and OAS in real time and confirm your information is up to date. Third, stay informed. Policy announcements can shift quickly, and being aware helps you plan your budget better. But beyond the technical details, something much bigger is happening here. A shift in the conversation about seniors' benefits in Canada. For too long, the talk has been about cuts, clawbacks, and sustainability. Politicians have floated raising eligibility ages or reducing benefits. But this deal changes the tone. For the first time in decades, we're talking about expansion, about giving seniors more, not less. That is a profound change. The Alberta Pension Deal, combined with OAS and CPP increases, represents more than financial adjustments. It represents hope. It proves seniors' voices are finally being heard, and it shows that when regular people, seniors, families, advocates, push back and demand fairness, governments can respond. Every expansion in Canadian retirement programs, from the creation of OAS to the establishment of CPP, started because people raised their voices. This deal is no different. Think about the grandmother who counts coins at the pharmacy counter, the retired tradesman who skips meals to cover rent, the elderly couple who haven't traveled to see family in decades because it's unaffordable. These are the Canadians who built Alberta, who built this country, and now, at last, they are seeing some recognition in the form of stronger pensions. If you're a senior or you have a parent or grandparent relying on these programs, here's what you need to know. The Alberta deal is signed, the increases are real, and the future looks brighter than it has in a long time. Yes, there are still steps ahead, and yes, Parliament's approval this fall is key, but the momentum is there and the money is secured. Seniors can expect higher CPP and OAS payments in the months ahead. So here's the question. What would an extra $200 a month mean for you? Would it mean healthier meals, paying off a credit card, a trip to see family you've missed? Everyone's answer will be different, but behind the politics and the numbers are real lives, real Canadians whose dignity and security depend on these decisions. And that's why this Alberta pension deal matters. That's why the CPP and OAS boosts are worth celebrating. And that's why seniors across this country should feel a renewed sense of hope for the future.